Wait for some people to come in. A nice massive brick of chert and a sledge. So I'm waiting for people to come in. I'm gonna do the same thing I've been doing, is taking off big spalls and working them down. It's supposed to go down to the low 30s today. It's already really cold, and I forgot to pick up propane, so that'll be fun. All right, I got this massive brick of Norman scale chert, all kinds of stuff in there. We're just gonna spall it down and make some knives and stuff like that. See how it looks inside first. It looks okay. Let's see, how could I aim this? Alright, that one is not working. I just can't get the right angle to get it on camera. Huh, that piece came off. We could try that. Put the big block right down there. Let's see what we got. Alright, so I knocked this piece off. I'm going to keep the big brick in frame so you could remember what it came off of. Let's see if we could start working this down into a spear point or small knife. It's black and green. See, it looks like junk, but it's not junk. That's one of the tricks with chert from creeks. Just have to experiment with it. Cool. I'm just gonna thin this down, see if I can make a fairly large spear point out of it. I know there's a lot of junk in here, but we have a lot of this stuff. So Norman scale chert, green and black, creek chert. Let's see about how many things I could make out of this. Overshot, damage inside. I could probably still make a spear point out of this piece. I don't know about that line running through there. We'll see though. This is a little bit tougher than I'm used to as well. So we'll see how it goes. Have to hit harder than I normally do. Oh, I got comments already. I am currently in Vermont. This is Norman scale chert off this block from New York State. That's going to look clean when it's done. I hope so. We'll get something out of that, guaranteed. This piece seems super tough. So, I mean, it makes nice flakes. Look at that. This end here is junk in there, so I'll knock that off. Yeah, it's got some freeze damage in there and stuff. All right. This has a lot of strange inconsistencies. Roll my sleeves up here. Start taking stuff off. As best I can. That has a lot of inconsistent material in it. Let me put the flash on. Maybe you could see a little bit better. So I'm trying to make this the front of the point. If I can't make something from this piece, I'll just grab another piece. With chert you find in creeks, there's often a lot of strangeness to it. That's one word for it. There we go. So, broke that whole piece. This has a lot of freeze cracks and stuff in it, so I'm not going to use that. We'll see about making a spear point from this piece now. Overshot it again. I hit too hard. So I think I'm going to... I could still make one out of that. No, I'm gonna grab another piece. Put the leather down to protect my leg. Let's see if I could get a piece right off here. Might be better. There we go. That looks like that'll do pretty good. It's got a freeze line going through it though. Alright, let's see what we could do with this piece. See how easily it falls apart or not. If it holds together while you're tapping it, you're pretty much good to go. This piece here has some damage in it. Yes, I have hit myself there with a hammer before. In one of my early episodes, it's actually on camera. That piece broke off, so we're gonna make the spear point out of this piece here. Get rid of this freeze cracked area. I'm gonna do this as quick as I can too, because it is cold. Just start shaping it. Gotta get my tools out. Moose antler. This I'll need. The issue stick. Ooh, wow, big gust of wind. Alright. Hopefully it don't knock my camera over. Alright. Out here napping in a monsoon or something. No, it's not that bad. It's just cold. Alright, I'm gonna get rid of this bump here. Take some flakes off. Like that. And as I'm doing that, I'm making it thinner and flatter. Alright. It's pretty good. The material's not too bad. Yeah, it's pretty sharp. I will do a little cut test as I sharpen it on leather, some of this leather. So I'm actually going to start at the base. Knocking these flakes off. See this flake here? That's incredibly sharp. You could use that as a knife. 100%. That edge crushed a little bit. Big gust of wind again. Wow. Temperature is dropping fast. Alright, gonna get rid of this bump right here first. I'm gonna hit pretty hard. Hopefully there's no hidden damage in there or anything. There is some hidden damage. You see that line? So that'll make the point more likely to break. So we'll have to be careful. This stone is from New York State. Found in a creek. Just got to make sure you get rid of that junk and thin it down and make it sharp enough for a knife. Breaks, we'll just have a sharper knife. Arrowheads, knives, and spear points. Yep. Out of raw stone from the creek. So I'm going to try to take some flakes off the base. Like that. Shot up to about here. Got some issue right here. Try to get rid of it. All right. So all the tools I'm using are in the product description. You should be able to just click products and it'll tell you everything I'm using here. This is a grindstone, ishy stick, copper bopper, and pressure flaker. Okay, let's see here. There we go. Nice flake there. And then I have to run one right through this junk here and hope it don't break. Has to be something that breaks like glass. You see how that is shiny and glossy like that? You need to find a stone that looks like that when you break it. And it's super sharp. You could even use quartz, which is mostly everywhere. It's a little tougher than this, tougher to work, but there's a lot of it. See how it's shiny? That's what you're looking for. It's getting there. Got to sharpen it up. And I will do a cut test with this once I sharpen it, so you'll be able to see. So you take flakes off the edges, makes it thinner, and the edge becomes sharper. All right, let's see what we got. It's a little spot there that I don't like. Let's see if I could do anything about that. Kind of looks like it's in a spot that I won't be able to get rid of it. I'll try anyway. Almost. I went right to it. See that little bump? Come on, man. All right. Oop, almost broke it. Almost messed up. All right, I'll sharpen this up now. So it doesn't have to be extremely thin to work as a knife. And a lot of artifacts are not thin when it comes to stone tools. The most important thing is just to have it be sharp. So what I'm doing now is just sharpening that edge. You see that? See those serrations? Sharpening and shaping as I go along and remove material from the knife. Makes it sharper and sharper. See how that's looking? I like to use the tougher stones rather than obsidian because they just last longer when you're using them. They're more sturdy. They don't break as easy. Alright, got a nice little blade now. Sharpen it a little more. Alright, so we got this nice edge here. I'll take this leather, tanned leather. Put it under my leg. Make sure you guys can see. Can you see that cut? Barely touching it. And the edge will not be dulled by doing that. And like I said, tanned leather, like tough tanned leather. I'm gonna keep working this down into a spear point. Maybe. This one bump here is really bothering me, so I'm going to try to get rid of it. Yeah, this is Norman Skill Chert from New York State. Yeah, this stuff is really sharp. There we go, got rid of most of it. Come on. All right. It's looking pretty good. I'm going to save this for later. Yeah, arrowheads will go through very large animals. They're extremely sharp when it's made out of chert. You know what? I'm going to keep this one just like that. I'm going to put it in my pocket. Keep working on some other stuff. I'll make an arrowhead. Yeah, this piece. See how it goes. See if I could just make a quick one to show you guys. Use a little tiny copper billet. Just thin that out real quick. Like that. Get rid of the brittle parts, the soft parts, stuff that breaks easy. I'm gonna shoot a flake up here, see if it holds together. If it holds together through this junk, I'll make an arrowhead out of this one. Yep. Alright. I'll try to do more on this piece then. Yeah, I've been doing this for somewhere between 17 years and 20 years now. Started off doing archaeology and I got interested in this. I actually went hunting with one of these arrowheads. Hunted a rabbit. It's on my channel. Look up rabbit hunt on my channel and you'll see it. Planning to do bigger games soon. We'll see how that all goes. Top of the rock is not doing so well. Get rid of some of it. I'm gonna try to make a really super basic arrowhead. Just gotta thin it out right. Make sure that there aren't any uneven or super thick spots. If you have a question and it scrolls by too fast for me to see, and I didn't answer it, just leave it as a comment and I'll answer it after the live is over. Just thin this out because I can't really look at the camera while I'm hitting this. Yeah, you can make daggers out of this stuff. I just made a hunting knife for somebody out of this pink and white stuff. Looks like it'll work pretty good. It's pretty sharp. See, I got the arrowhead shape going. You could check out my Etsy page. That should also be in my About section. Various prices, this stuff. Depending on the material, if it's the rare stuff, it's a little bit more. Just because it's harder to get and all. There we go. See, it's starting to look like an arrowhead a little bit now. Yeah, that's why I'm showing how to do it. I'll also have the stone itself up for sale. But you could do like I did and go into creeks and find it yourself. It's more fun that way, I think, honestly. Making an arrowhead now. Just before I made a little knife. Did a cut test with it. Cut a piece of leather. Trying to make it thinner. A lot of what people call arrowheads is actually spear points. They weren't on arrows, they were on throwing darts. It was thrown with something called an atlatl. It's a spear thrower. Let me see if I could pressure flake this into a better shape. It's sharper than steel. Most of the stuff is sharper than steel. Doctors use obsidian in eye surgery because it's the sharpest material known to humans. But it was used for actually hundreds of thousands of years for hunting because it's good for hunting. I actually tried marble the other day. It didn't work too good. Glass works very good. It's just you got to be careful not to cut yourself on glass. Just trying to thin this out correctly. People in the Ice Age, Paleo-Indians, hunted woolly mammoth with stone. So yeah, stone is good for hunting. Yep, I used to do bottle bottoms myself. Every now and then, if I find one in the creek, I'll make another bottle point. They look really nice. Haven't done that in a while though, maybe in a year. Taking time on this one to try to sharpen it down into arrowhead size. Right now it's spear point size. Like, if I wanted to make a spear point, this could be almost done. I'll show you. Just put the notches in. I'm actually better off doing this with the indirect tool, but just for demonstration's sake, show you what this looks like. And put the stick on here, you glue it in, you wrap it with sinew, deer tendon, in these little notches, and then you're good to throw it at the animal. Straighten it out a little bit, sharpen it up some more. I think I'm probably going to give this one away. I think my screen is fogging up a little bit. Seen a bunch of hidden messages. What are you guys doing? cussing all over the place. It's fine with me, I don't care. Just gotta make sure it's even if you're using it for hunting, because you don't want it to fly sideways and all that. Some videos I do this without any talking at all, but I find that people have a lot of questions, so I'm more than happy to answer and explain what I'm doing as I'm doing it. See that super sharp tip there? You could put this on an arrow, but it wouldn't fly very far. This would be a spear point. It's kind of heavy. An arrowhead, I would be happy with like half the size. Real arrowheads are about that big, stone. Yep. Yeah, it's really fun to do. Like, you don't need much to get started either. Just put a nail in a stick, glue it in, and pick up a piece of glass or rock and start doing this to it. This one's actually pretty sharp now. There's that. The tools I'm using are all in the product list. I got a bunch. There's antler, there's copper flakers, pressure flakers, ishy stick, copper boppers, copper billets. And I'm going to just keep making stuff for as long as I can here. I had a nice big flake of this stuff that I wanted to see if I could make anything from. See how flat that is? Let me see if I could make something out of this piece. And I think I'm gonna use the moose antler to hit the stick. See how it flakes. This is tough. This is the Norman scale chert, so like you could hit this pretty hard and it doesn't break. So I'm gonna swap out that for the billet. I'm just gonna shape this into either a little knife or another spear point. If it holds together. That's always the scary part about working rock out of a creek, is the weather gets to it and becomes brittle and breaks easy and has damage. But most of the time you could still manage to make something. All right. Almost straight now. A little bit of weirdness in the tip there. Come on. Sometimes you have to hit really, really hard with this stuff to make the flakes come off. See how I'm making a spearhead shape? Like I'm just kind of shaping it. The very first thing I do is just try to shape it. Hit my camera. iPhones don't nap, for your information. I always find it weird in Vermont here, just all of a sudden gets super quiet. There's no sound. Alright. See how the pressure flaking does with it. Oh man, I got low battery already. I have to finish this one up and do another live later. Alright. Let me flip the camera around to read these comments. Did you actually better house and stuff because your name was you can go check out the rest of my channel. Watch the videos. And you'll see what I do. Right now, I am just outside the Green Mountains. This just does not want to thin properly in there. Super tough. I'm hitting this so hard. Okay. Pretty soon I'm going to be somewhere actually a little sketchy, in my opinion. But that's actually a surprise coming up on my channel. This spot just does not want to thin. See this thick spot in here? I'm trying to get rid of that and it's not cooperating. Right here. Ooh. Got rid of some of it. That's looking a little better. Yeah, I've hit myself before, for real. I have it on camera. On my channel. Gotta be careful about that. All right, basic spear point shape. I'll just finish shaping it, and then I'm going to have to continue on the next live because I am running out of battery. Something's up at the rock right at the tip. I have no idea what's going on there. So I'm just going to keep shaping it and forget about that for now. Yeah, there's like some kind of bad material in there or something. It's just not doing anything to that spot. Crazy. There we go. Finally got it. What's going on, dude? It's working on a flake. The tip is wonky. Weird material, so I'm going to just get rid of it. Ah, man. There we go. That got rid of it. Okay. Can we fix it? Not too bad. Is it still low right now? Because I actually turned off the portable Wi-Fi because there's no freaking Wi-Fi out here. I'm gonna have to figure something else out. Okay. Yeah, there's also storms coming through, and that seems to affect the quality. This whole tip here is really junk. I'll make it work though. Whew. Putting serrations on the edge. Watch, where are you located? I am currently right outside the Green Mountains in Vermont, but I won't be here much longer. Going somewhere else that has better rock. Hopefully better rock. Supposedly has better rock. shortly. And I'll be going there to escape this freezing cold that I'm currently sitting in. I'm actually not going to try to run flakes across this whole flake because I don't want it to break. It's kind of thin. Just sharpen it up, shape it a little bit better. I actually have a Flint Ridge video already from a few years ago, and I just uploaded the Leah point of view of that video. So if you go back not too far, you should see Flint Ridge, Ohio. What is portable Wi-Fi spot where it gets signal? Yeah, it's I was thinking about getting I forget what it's called now, Starlink or something like that along those lines, but even that seems like it doesn't really have great signal out in these places. Currently I'm sitting right against my travel RV, and I had the Wi-Fi on, but it seemed to make the quality go down. I'm actually just going to put notches in this because I have super low battery now, 11%. Finish this up, see if I could get it to hold together. This is Norman Scale chert from New York Creeks. Oop, broke the ear off a little. It doesn't take much to make a really usable spear point. Let me flip this around, read the comments a little bit. I could actually show you. I use antler, like I have moose antler here. I don't know that I have a decent pressure flaker left. Mostly they think antler to do the same thing I was doing with the copper. It just is a little bit tougher to push those flakes off. And it takes bigger flakes. Yeah, I'll call this one done. Clean this off one more time. I don't know what's going on with my screen. It's like fogging up lately. But creekstone, spear point, good to go hunt with. I didn't flake this side much. How are you able to do this and support yourself? I also teach at Yale. I sell my work. I do archaeology consulting. I do a whole bunch of stuff, but mostly I travel and do this. And YouTube is paying pretty good. Do you hunt with those? Yep. Go do a search on my channel, look up rabbit hunt, and you'll see my rabbit hunt video. Go to my channel, Alexi, go to my channel and do a search, look how to find flint. Yeah, I do labs at Yale, primitive skill labs, as well as other places. Most of the stone usually is green. I just happen to have a black piece laying here. Let me rub this on the lawn real quick and get it wet. It just rained, so. See what it looks like wet. Now, doesn't really pick up the shine too much. Looks kind of dull. Yeah, there's a lot of useless comments. I just laugh at them. Doesn't matter. I am thinking of starting like a primitive skills weekend and have some of the people who teach at other locations come and I don't know. I'll announce it if I'm going to do it. I don't know if I'm going to do it yet, but I was thinking of setting up a primitive skills weekend kind of deal. Having a bunch of people come out and teach. When I have smaller antler, or if I cut the antler at the tip, I can make it fit in to do the notches, but yeah. I'm currently in Vermont right now, but not for much longer. I also, during this live stream, made, camera's falling. What's going on here? Made a very, very quick arrowhead, just like super quick, and a super quick knife blade. And I did a little cutting demo at the start of it. This is my favorite stuff, the Norman skill. Well, it's actually a tie right now. Norman skill chert and Onondaga chert are my two favorites. This is the Onondaga right here. Super tough stuff. I'm right on the border of the woods. It's super freaking scary at night. Not gonna lie. I wind up getting startled by raccoons and skunks. Science people. You could do, I can't think at the moment. You could test the ground around the stone that was in to see how old it was. I can't remember the name at the moment. I have tried Upper Mercer once. I actually got that on video too. I found it at a very small campground. There was just a chunk laying next to one of the fire pits, the Upper Mercer. There we go. Thank you. Radiocarbon dating. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. I was like, what the heck is... It's been so long since I have even said that word. So I'll probably be coming on to live to nap stuff once or twice a day until I'm out of here. And then when I get set up again, I have an RV, bringing it with me. We got a cat in the RV. His name's Jasper. We had a bear in the campground, so that was cool. He was a giant black bear. When all animals go quiet, there's a predator around, so be careful. Yeah, I'm I'm heading somewhere that is a little more animal dangerous than here. Soon. Next few days. Gotta pack up the RV and drive a couple thousand miles. Pile of stones outside my tent. I need to upgrade my tent again, just to fit the recording gear and stuff. But alright guys, I'm gonna close out before my battery dies completely. Hit the thumbs up. And sub if you want to see more stuff about this kind of stuff. I do it pretty often, and I upload pretty often. I would say fire pits do not scare bears, in my experience. Alright guys, see you soon. See ya.